Life has many levels. There's a hierarchy. And the words that I'm going to use right now, you've heard these terms throughout my lectures, throughout the semester. Let's actually give meaning to these terms. So biologists explore life at many levels. The scientific study of living organisms. And these can range all the way from the biosphere to the molecules that make up the cells in order to classify something as living. First up is a biosphere, looking at something more broad, more grand. This is Earth where life exists. It is the sum of all ecosystems, all combined make up our biosphere. What's an ecosystem? An ecosystem is a community of living that's biotic, taught you guys this, and non-living, that's abiotic, things at work. So living, for instance, can be these crabs that you see in this image right here. It can be the bacteria that live on the rock being an abiotic entity, weather being non-living, so forth, that you guys learned. So both living, non-living make up an ecosystem. Communities then, getting more specific as we go down these terms, are basically going to be interacting group of various species in a common location. So here I'm showing you Galapagos Islands, some iguanas on those islands, the location of the Galapagos Island, and various different species living in that exact same location. Maybe the species consists of the different aquatic organisms right here in the water that I can't see, the bacteria that lives here, these iguanas for sure, I can see that, so forth. These are all various species in a common location. That is called a community. Population then is going to be a subset of individuals of one species that occupy a particular location at the same time. So for population, maybe I'm looking at those iguanas and only those iguanas. Maybe I'm looking at the bacteria. Maybe I'm looking at a single species of bacteria. Maybe I'm looking at a single species of fish nearby on that island, and so forth. That's a population. Organisms then, these are the individual things. An organism can react to stimuli, a stimulus to promote it to do something, as we determined in the properties of life, the ability to react, to give a response to a stimulus, reproduction, growth, maintaining homeostasis. These are all things that organisms do to be classified as living. What gives us, so now we're going even further. So we kind of stop at the organismal level here in biology. If we go even further, when you take more upper level biology courses such as physiology, anatomy, so forth, you can talk about organ systems and the organs themselves. These are going to be grouped in order to allow that organism to perform a certain function. Tissues then are going to make up different organ systems. They are groups of similar cells to perform a specific task. Here in this image, I'm actually showing you cardiac muscle. And I know this because I teach anatomy, my background, and I actually see intercalated discs here, these kind of Z-shaped squiggly lines here. This is very much muscle tissue. Going even further, we hit up the cell in biology. This is the fundamental unit of life. Living things will not be classified as living unless they have a cell, which is why viruses are not considered in the next chapters that I'm going to teach you guys. Organelles, we learned that these are specialized structures within a cell. They perform a function in the cell. Here I'm actually showing you, now am I showing you here the nucleus in this muscle, cardiac muscle. Finally, molecules and atoms are the smallest identifiable unit. These give us the chemical properties in order to function. So here I'm actually showing you DNA, double helix, sugar phosphate backbone, those nitrogenous bases are going to help constitute life.